Things we wish Jesus hadn't said. My name is David Madison. This is the 9th of June, 2019, and this is episode 6 in a series of flash podcasts on that topic. Mark Twain said that the best cure for Christianity is reading the Bible. So let's take a close look and see why Mark Twain was absolutely correct. Some of the Jesus quotes in this series are alarming. For example, Luke 14:26, in which we're told you have to hate your family to be a disciple of Jesus. I talk about that in episode 1. But here's a Jesus quote that sounds very holy. It sounds very pious. It can end up on Christian greeting cards, embroidery, and on stained glass windows. This is Mark chapter 12, verse 30. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. I want to make 3 points about this. First, if Jesus has stated a truth about God here, then we are dealing with a colossal case of cosmic narcissism. God expects, God demands, God gets off on human adoration. How can it possibly be true that the God who manages hundreds of billions of galaxies cares that a species of mammals on one planet loves him? How does this possibly make sense? This reflects the same thinking as we find in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So billions of times a day, God wants humans to remind him that his name is holy. Why? This makes God seem like an insecure monarch. And how does Jesus put it? You shall love the Lord your God. Just this last week, I saw the new Aladdin movie with Will Smith as the genie. He tells Aladdin that there are rules about the 3 wishes. One of the wishes cannot be for more wishes. And he says, I can't make anybody love you. Yet here's Jesus trying to make us love God. No, thank you. A God who is top-heavy with ego, he's even worse than Trump. This is bad theology. This is bad religion. The second point, who does this? Who loves God with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength? There are those, indeed, who withdraw to monasteries and convents to give it a good shot. But millions of people who show up in church on Sunday, even those who ask, what would Jesus do, have spouses and children, jobs and careers. They look forward to vacations. They're super devoted to hobbies and sports. In no way do they measure up to this all standard of piety, love focused on God. They don't even try. They're not interested. They know in their gut that this is unrealistic religion. It is not useful or helpful. All your heart, your soul, your mind, and strength is mindless cult fanaticism. The third point, by the way, which God is it that deserves all this love? Dan Barker wrote a book titled, God, the Most Unpleasant Character in All Fiction. The God of the Bible is a horrible God, so much anger and wrath. Despite all of the hallmark moment verses you might be able to dig up, this is not an attractive God. The God who deserves love doesn't even show up in the New Testament. The New Testament God demands a brutal, horrible human sacrifice in order to be able to forgive people. So those who insist that the Gospels tell the true story of Jesus, that they do not lie, then this is another verse, Mark 12:30, that we must add to the long list of things we wish Jesus hadn't said.